All right, this is my presentation, Mouse in the Holocaust, just relating Mouse in the Holocaust, specifically life in camps. So my introduction, some of the themes I found important in Mouse and throughout my research of the Holocaust was fear. Fear was that forever in Vladek and all the prisoners in Auschwitz's and Dachau's minds. They're afraid for themselves, but they're also afraid for their loved ones. For Vladek, this was Anja. Um, Something important I think that a lot of prisoners had was resourcefulness. Vladek showed this a lot throughout his journey. And I think if a prisoner was not resourceful, there's no way they're going to make it out alive. Something else important for a theme in the story was hard work. These people had to work hard to survive in the camps. Hard work showed that they were gained favor even though they were hated, and showed that they had a lot to do. And that was a very important theme for Vladek, especially because he had to do a lot of different jobs within the camp. I think something that's kind of often overlooked is caring for others. Vladek's care for his wife and his friends within the camps kind of kept his humanity so that he was able to still be himself and after the war and kind of survive because, humanity is important. Um, my first picture here is a picture of the opening gate of Auschwitz, which reads in English, "Work makes one free." I think this gate kind of personifies fear during this time because, as you see in the last page of Mouse Volume 1, this is the image they see, and you see their eyes, it's fear. And I'm sure a lot of prisoners were like that, just the fear of, you're at the infamous Auschwitz, and you've heard rumors about it. You've heard rumors about the extermination camps, and finally are here, and this kind of was in every single prisoner's hearts and minds as they did the fear of the unknown. They didn't know what was going to go on. Um, work makes one free, but they still had a lot of trials and tribulations and a lot of fear inside of them. I mean, and also these fears were really confirmed, as you can see in part 2 in this painting by Jan Konsky. Um, these are pictures of bodies being piled up and burned in the crematoria. And I think their fear was justified. They had a lot to fear. They didn't know what to expect each day. Vladek had no idea. He did believe the rumors, but of course they were true. And once he saw the smoke coming out of the smokestacks, he knew exactly what was going on. I remember him, Vladek, talking to one of his buddies, and they talked about, this occurrence, and Vladek was mortified, and Artie was mortified too. But every prisoner was mortified by this experience, and fear was just a constant part of their living being. Resourcefulness is also important. Now, in this example, the prisoners are huddled together to stay warm, and there's no specific examples of this for Vladek, but Vladek also had other experiences, such as tying himself on the train car and, working with the officers and trading his cigarettes for food. You had to be resourceful to stay alive. Um, they were banking on you dying, and Vladek kind of beat the odds by being resourceful. And I think a lot of the prisoners that survived had to be resourceful. You can see some of the unresourceful ones kind of went out quick, but if you were resourceful, saving food for later, being ready, prepared for anything, I think this helped Vladek survive. And I think it's an important theme is you had to be resourceful in the Holocaust, or else, something bad was going to happen. Hard work was also an important theme. And as mentioned in Mouse, black work, as you can see in the picture here, a lot of soldiers had to work. And yes, this was a camp to death, but they were trying to exploit you to get as much work as you can for useful work and kill you, but you also had to work. And Vladek worked very hard to stay alive, and I think it helped him out a lot. It helped him gain favor with the soldiers, and I think everyone there had to be, have hard work. Now, this wasn't the entirety of Vladek's work. He worked a lot in the tin shop and in the shoe shop, but it was excruciating. It wasn't easy, but they all had to do it. Here's more of an example of what Vladek had to do. He wasn't a locksmith, but he definitely worked inside a lot. And, because he worked so hard, it helped him gain favor with the SS soldiers, and they got, extra sausage or two. And I think another example, something from people that survived was hard work. They worked hard in the camps, and it wasn't fun. You know, they were near death at all times, but if you worked hard, it just kind of seems to be a similarity between the two stories. Um, that hard work seems to be an important part of the camp life. Finally, I think something that's often overlooked is caring for others. Vladek had to care a lot for his others, such as his wife, Anja, who was struggling in Birkenau, and also the other mouse, I forgot his name, when he got on the shoe. And, just little examples like that helped him keep his humanity. And, as he grows old and cranky, that may seem like that, but as you're looking back in these flashbacks, you see him caring for others. And I think this is an important theme. No one prisoner could do it together. The prisoners that try to screw other prisoners ended up dying. And I think that is important that they cared for each other. Um, as you see in these group of children, they're being liberated, but they're caring for each other. They're family now. They were bonded through something no one else could imagine, and I think that's important to make note of. And I think it keeps Vladek sane. A lot of these prisoners also lose their insanity, but worrying about others keeps him sane and his humanity about him. In conclusion, just to sum it up, not all of these are applicable to every prisoner, but I think they're all applicable to the notion of the Holocaust. Fear was always present with Vladek or every prisoner. He may seem stingy in his conversations with Mala and Art, but it's what kept him alive. His resourcefulness really helped save him from a lot of atrocities, gave him extra food, and showed people that he was there to survive. Um, he was also a hard worker. It showed through his skill in the shoe shop, and that also kept him alive. And I think you had to work hard in the camps. I think that was a big notion within the prisoners, and even though it was horrible, it was just a part of their everyday life. I think one of the most overlooked things again is the care of Vladek's heart, and also the care for people's heart during the Holocaust. They were all in this together, no matter what they had to say about it, and it kept some humanity about them, kept gave them something to care about and think about at night. Um, People lost their humanity, lost their will to stay alive. So that's my presentation. I think life in camps was tough, and I think Mouse does a wonderful job of portraying this. I could never imagine personally what's like living in the camps, but I think if I had to think about it, I think Mouse does an excellent job describing life in camps and is an excellent resource.